everyone, it's Ginny. So I thought I'd better come back and do a video because it's been a while. So I have this tin of tags that my mother has been saving for me for the last couple of years, and I thought I'd start using them, which I have been doing. So I thought I'd show you what I've been doing to decorate them. So I've got two here that one's just plain paper and this one's got a plastic coating on it. And what I do with the plastic coated ones is I use a bit of sandpaper or a nail file just to rough the surface up so that whatever I put on there is going to stick to it, because I know from experience that applying anything to a plastic coated surface doesn't work that well, particularly if you're using paint. Sometimes it just comes off in a thick layer, even though it seems like it's sticking in the beginning. So I do that, and what I've been doing lately is using up scraps of paper that I've used as drop paper. So I've got a whole heap of papers here. Whenever I'm painting anything, I'll put, it's just copy paper, and I'll put that underneath. If I don't have a big drop sheet down. So yeah, it's just all jumbled up. There's some spray painting. So since I've got so much of this, I thought I'd use that. So what I do is try and find a bit that will fit, and then I either glue it with a glue stick or wet glue. The glue stick's pretty good for most things. So let that dry a bit. Do this one. I'll sink in, so that's not very pretty on that side, but it is on this side. So do this. And then what I do is, when it's dry, I'll cut around it. If I can find some scissors. Just cut around so it's close to the edge. Oops. And then this one doesn't have a hole in it, but most of them do. And so if I don't have a hole, I'll pierce a hole. I don't have my hole punch thing handy. I might just pop a hole with my tweezers. That'll do. And just push that back through that side. See a little hole, so you can put some thread or something through there, and then just do the other side, which that's not quite big enough. And this one's not going to be perfect, but it'll do, because I add other things to it as well, so it's just to give it a bit of a background. Got a dragonfly punch through on there. And then with this one, It's a very quiet Sunday evening here at the moment. My son's gone off to work and he went off early tonight, so I didn't have to cook an evening meal, which I'm really pleased about because it means I can get time to do a bit of crafting. So I only have to cook for myself. I don't bother to do anything elaborate. There, so that's probably not stuck all that perfectly, but I can fix it. Probably should have used wet glue on this one. Have enough there? Yes. Ooh. Okay, so you get the general idea. So I'll set those aside to dry a bit better. And I'll show you. I've got a couple here that I've already done gluing the paper. Two, I've got a round one and a long one. That was the top of a thing of sticky tape, and this was, I think, it's a very thick card. It had a kitchen implement, I can't remember what because it's so old, on there. So then what I do is get a stamp of some sort. So I've got two different scripts and a music, and I've just got to dig out my, oops, sorry for the noise, find my stamp pad, which is not here. Where is it? Clearly something I haven't put away properly. Alright, I'm going to go hunting and I will be back in a second. Okay, I found it. It was next to where I was looking, but I didn't see it. Now where have I put my glasses? Jeepers. I can't see anything without them now. Oh, this is crazy. Where did I put them? Drop them, that's about right. Okay. Let's do a quick bit of stamping. Since this already has music on it, I will just add a bit more of that in a few spots. Make sure you can see me okay. Bump you in a fraction more. Oh, the weather's really cold now. I don't like it. We're not even in winter properly yet either. It's still the last month of autumn. So I'm really dreading winter because I hate the cold and it makes my pain a lot worse. So I just have to stay in and try and keep as warm as I can. Oh, that's really covered in. A little bit berserk there. Let's wipe that off. And for this one, I might do Oriental, I call this one. Oriental script. Dab a bit here and there. It's nice. Not sure if it's upside down or not. Can't tell which way it's meant to go, but I don't think it matters. Doesn't matter to me. It's been so long since I've done a video without speeding it up that it took me a while to come back on, because I don't know, others of you who do videos, do you get that where it's been so long you feel nervous again about doing all of this? So I went through that for a bit, and then tonight I thought, right, I'm just going to force myself to come on and do something, otherwise I'll never get back to it. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is do the edging, which I like to do with some black paint. Let's pull my sleeves out of the way. I haven't done videos for a number of reasons, but one of the main ones is I haven't been feeling well on and off for the past few months. But I'm okay. It's just, you know, usual symptoms playing up on me. Oops. I can't tell, it looks a bit shadowy. I hope you can see alright. What I like about doing this is that it's really rough, and I don't care if a bit of paint spills on the front, but it because you've got two bits of paper and a gap in between, I like doing it with paint rather than ink, because the paint fills in that gap and it kind of seals the edge so the paper stays on better. Got a bit of hair in there. A bit of fluff off my top, I think. Yeah, so I've still been crafting even though I haven't been recording. I did a couple of journal pages that I speeded up. I better set that to dry before I do the other side. Yeah, but I've been crafting, and I sent a few Happy Mail things out to people, and I entered a little giveaway with Jean Bainey where I made a postcard and sent that to her. And I've still been doing the 100 Things Challenge, and I've got several projects on the go at the moment, but they're not anywhere near finished. So it still might be a little while before I can show you a group of things that I've been making. Noisy traffic. Some of the reason why I didn't record for quite a while is because I got busy in the garden. At the end of summer and going into autumn is the busiest time of year for gardening, because you've got lots of things to cut back and prepare for the coming winter. So I was busy a lot in the garden catching up on things. So there's still a lot more to be done, but I don't want to do it while it's too cold. I need a day where it's not too windy and cold. There's a bit of sun. And I've got to prune back the roses and cut down the dahlias that have died back, things like that. It's a bit of work. Sorry, I'm just washing paint off my fingers. I hate that feel of things stuck on my skin. Alright, let those dry for a little bit. And what I've been using is just little bits and pieces of magazine image or flowers. Sorry, I'm fiddling around trying to find things to the side here. Things that I've been using to stick on these tags. You can hear ambulance. There's been a lot of ambulance going by today. Okay, they're dry now. And I did the others, the edging around the others as well, because it otherwise take too long. Now I have already planned these out, because seriously, if I did this on camera without being prepared, we'd be here until next week, because I find it really hard to make decisions sometimes about what I want to do, and it takes me far too long, and I go back and forth changing my mind a lot. So I thought I'll organise it so that I know what I'm doing and I can do it without too much fussing around and taking too much time. So for this round one, I think I wanted to do it that way. I've got this really cute owl. These are just magazine cuttings, and I've backed it with a piece of manila folder, so it gives it a little bit of sturdiness. And I've got a pine cone and flower picture, which I'm planning to just stick down there with a bit of this. Yeah, so what was I talking about? The weather mostly. Up until probably about a week ago, we had the most beautiful autumn weather. It stayed warm for quite a long time, which was great for me to be out in the garden and still be able to wear a t-shirt and not feel too cold until it got late in the afternoon, and then I'd just come inside anyway because I'm normally too tired by then. So that worked out pretty well. But now of course it's gone really cold. Okay, so I've got a bit of this lace I want to put on, but I also want to wrap it around, so I'll do the other side as well, which I wanted to do with these flowers, somewhere about there. Just check that the camera's still going and I'm still in view. Yeah, so we had beautiful weather. But that's gone now, but hopefully that means that all of you up in the northern hemisphere are having a nice spring weather now. So we each have to take our turn, don't we? Alright, yeah, so that'll go across there. So I've got some matte gel medium I'll use for this, because I find that works, the gel medium works best for putting laces and that down. and sort of put some in the gaps as well. Now it's going to take a while to dry though, that's the only problem. So I'll have to do something else while it dries. And I'll switch the camera off and come back later if I need to. That's got that started. So for this one, I have a couple of really crazy pictures. I've got this guy. You see him? It's really funny. And I'm not sure which side I'll put him on. Probably this side. And for this side I've got this very odd lady. She looks a little bit of a mean look on her face. I got this little dog, so I thought I'd link him through her arm. And I had something else. Where's that gone? Oh, don't tell me I've lost it. Typical. It's got to be here somewhere. How did I lose that? Tell me that. Ah, there it is. It's a cupcake, because he's got a little bit of food on his mouth, so I thought she could be holding a cupcake and that's what he's been eating. Or is it a muffin? It's probably a muffin actually. And yeah. So I'll start on this side with this weird guy. Got my hair stuck in the glue. That's not good. Little bits of... Actually, it looks like wool fibre or yarn fibre. I was crocheting before, so I've probably dropped bits here and there. And the glue's picked it up. So, just trying to think what I can tell you. I've got lots to tell you, but I don't know where to start. Something big that happened recently is my very dear friend Richard, who I have known since we were 6 years old. He had a terrible fall down some stairs, and what happened was he lives in a second story apartment, and he was carrying some boxes and bags of rubbish down to the bins, which are sort of in the basement, and he misplaced his foot on the edge of the step and tripped, and because he was still hanging on to everything, he couldn't put his arms out to stop himself, and he fell down really hard on his knees. And luckily he didn't break anything, but he tore all his tendons, ligaments, and ripped the muscle off the bone. So it was pretty awful. They had to get an ambulance, and he had to have surgery to attach everything back. And now he's got leg braces, and this happened about 6 weeks ago. So he's been in hospital all that time, and he's in rehab hospital, and he has leg braces, and yeah, it's been a real struggle for him, poor thing. But the doctors are saying that he's recovering and improving really well, and he should get 90% of his movement back. It won't ever get back to 100%, but he said he's happy with that he will still be able to go back to driving and going up and down the stairs. That was the major. Oh, I've glued her down without doing the doggy. See? Talking distracted me. Please come up, please, please. Good, good, good. Come up, come up. Yay. Yeah, so poor Richard. I sent him some flowers when he first told me about it. And then my lovely daughter took me in to visit him. He's not very far away. He's only about 15 minutes down the road from me. So luckily she took me in to visit him, and I'm going to go and visit him again this week. But yeah, he's dying to get back home. He's been away for so long. He's just sick and tired of being in hospital, but unfortunately he's had to be patient and allow himself to heal properly. And because of the leg braces, they initially had his legs out straight and he couldn't bend them at all, and then every 2 weeks they've adjusted the braces so that he gets a little bit of bend in his knees, but it's had to be really gradual so that the tendons and all of that have time to grow back slowly, because if they do it in a hurry they'll just probably tear them again. Ooh, that was a little bit dodgy the way I stuck that down, but that'll do. Looks alright. Holding puppy in her arm. I can't remember where I got this picture from. I think it was an art magazine from quite a few years ago. There we go. That's stuck down, so I'll let that dry for a bit, and I might switch off and I'll come back when I've got that lace dry properly. Okay, now that's dry, it's glued on nicely. So now I want to do the owl with some ink around the edges. This stays on timber brown. Sponge is a bit old. I might have to reglue that, it's coming away a little bit. Oops. A bit too rough with it, I think. It's a very cute owl though. Is it working? Oh yeah. That'll do. Excuse my silly throat. I've also got a rabbit which I want to put on the other side. So I'll do him as well. Here's a picture of a soft toy rabbit that someone's made. Oops. Now his ear's all dark. That won't come off, so bad luck. have to stay there. That little bit in there. I think that was it. Might just check if I need to re-glue. Yep, it's foot. All the crumbs from the sponge. Oops. Don't know what else to chat about. I get a little bit into a zone of just thinking in my head, and I don't think to talk. I had my mother here this weekend. We went and did the grocery shopping together. And her poor old dog has to stay in the yard while we're gone, and she cries for my mum because she's really attached to her, doesn't like her being out of sight. But a lot of that is because she's deaf, and apparently deaf dogs get very agitated if they can't see where their person is, because they can't hear if they're nearby. They like to be able to have them in sight, and they get upset if they're not. So it's a little bit sad for her, poor Lucy. But sometimes, you know, you can't take a dog into the supermarket. And my mum's left her in the car sometimes when we've gone shopping, but if we've gone too long, it's not fair on the dog, waiting in the car for hours and hours. She's better in the yard where she can walk around and go to the toilet when she needs to. Alright, now I want to get some, I don't know what it's called, this puffy, sticky stuff, and stick them on like that. So they're up a little bit from the, not the page, the tag. That's come off there. So I've got, I did a really big shop yesterday, Saturday, so I probably won't need to do one for another month. So that the cupboard's stacked up, which is good because it's difficult for my mum. She drives a long way to come up here and help me. Not that she minds, she said she likes it, but I don't want to take her away from what she wants to do all the time, so I try to keep it to a minimum. And plus I'm not always up to going out anyway. So the less frequent the better. Right, this little owl. Oops. Peel all these off. If they'll come off. These are pretty old, I think that's why. They're a bit sort of over sticky. It's cute, sitting there. And do a little rabbit. We watched the royal wedding last night between Prince Harry in England and Meghan, I've forgotten her last name, I think it's Markle or something. That was really interesting. I liked that they broke away from that very strict tradition and had like an amalgamated wedding of the two different nationalities. Where am I? What did I do with that other one? Oh, I've got to find another one. Just a minute. Yeah, got some more. So I don't normally go in for watching, you know, royal stuff, but my mum was interested in it, so I thought, oh well, there wasn't really anything else on TV worth watching, so we watched that and I quite liked it. I liked that Meghan had a very sort of plain, simple dress, but a beautiful lacy train. And I liked, oh, if any of you saw it, there was a fantastic cellist who played the most beautiful music while they were off signing the registry or whatever it is. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. And they had a gospel choir, which was really nice. Oh. And the preacher did the sermon, which some people were complaining because he went on a little bit too long. Apparently he was allocated 7 minutes and he went for 15 or nearly 15. But I liked what he was saying. He, you know, basically saying that there should be a lot more love in the world, which is true, especially considering I heard on the radio yesterday morning there was yet another school shooting in America, which is just tragic. I think they said that there's been 22 school shootings in the United States just this year. It's just awful. Poor kids and teachers. There's Mr. Bunny. Now, should have, and I forgot to trace around the, sorry, I'm just looking for a pen, trace around these, and I forgot to ink Mr. Bunny, didn't I, because I was talking. Can't do two things at once. Or did I? No, I didn't. See, my memory's shot as well. I did ink it, and then I forgot. All right.